Hello guys, Valky here. I plan here to give you a really concise and quick explanation of the build that I'm going to use going forward for Summerset. It hasn't changed a great deal from my PTS build. I'm not currently using Bloodthirsty. I haven't yet got my hands on that. I need to test it out. But they did nerf it, so I'm quite content to be using Arcane Jewellery for the moment. The main change for this patch is of course the staff counting as 2 weapon slots, so consequently rather than using an Asylum Staff and Force Pulse, I'm using 5 pieces of Spinner to accompany my 5 Necropotence, and as my spammable using elemental weapons from the Sigik skill line. So it's a bit cheaper than Force Pulse, and I believe it does very equitable damage, which allows for more sustain and a bigger DPS output overall. But of course it's not a skill in itself that hits, it's something that adds damage to your light attacks, so requires a bit more finesse than the Destro Staff spammables. So as you can see, 46k DPS, I was hitting 45 consistently, and I took it to 46 there. On my armor I'm using infused big pieces and divine small pieces, because I found that actually you get more max Magicka when you're using the Mage Mundus, which I currently am, by going with that setup. So it's 5-1-1 weights, 5 light, 1 heavy, 1 medium, Mage Mundus, Witch Mother's Potent Brew for the recovery, and I have 1 recovery glyph and 2 spell damage glyphs on my Arcane Jewellery, infused lightning staves on both bars. So here's the elemental weapon. As you can see, adds damage to your next light attack. It's magic damage, and it also has a passive to give a slight burst of damage every 5th cast, which is nice. It also applies a status effect, so I've heard it said that it's almost like using the Asylum Staff without having to have the Asylum Staff slotted. They've also buffed Empowered Ward this patch by 10%, so it's even more OP than it's ever been, so I recommend that over Hardened Ward. Because a substantial proportion of our damage is coming from the pets themselves, which scale only off max Magicka, we largely in this build will be neglecting spell damage in favor of maximizing penetration and max Magicka, which is why using Spinner with its 5th piece of penetration in conjunction with the Mage Mundus, which increases our max Magicka, is the best fit that I've found to optimize our build for this patch and the implementation of being able to use 2 5-piece sets and a monster set. So as you can see, that is making a substantial difference to our damage output. But with the nerf to Bloodthirsty, it's not so crazy as it was before, and I'm pretty content with the numbers that are coming out here. So happy with the Summerset patch overall. Hope you guys are having fun as well. I'll see you in the future. Take care.